I said everything I wanted to say in the first video that I recorded, but the audio was dead. And so here I am, trying to reiterate what was said in that last video. But there's just no reality to that. I can't go verbatim over what was said. It was unscripted, it was off the cuff. And when we try to retread old ground and try to go back and make it right again, that's when, problems start happening. That's when we kind of get in our heads. That's when we work against ourselves. And we get so obsessed over how that first step should look, over how we come out and present ourselves into the world, how we're accepted, or how we present being ostracized, isolated, that it distracts from what the goal was in the first place. And my goal in this video was and is to remind people, and even to remind myself, to take that first step no matter what it looks like. Now, I've been gone a while. I didn't really have much of a presence back in 2023, wasn't really uploading, barely uploaded in 2022 as well. Life was happening, and life happens and it's going to happen. And I don't need to tell you that. You already know. Everybody knows. But, in these life changes, we can kind of forget or kind of set aside or kind of bury things that make us, that ignite that passion. And I know that's by design. There's just a lot going on, a lot of chaos, a lot of things coming up, a lot of revelations and all that stuff just kind of coming up. And that can kind of make you forget where you were headed, what your goal was in the first place. But if we all really take a step back and look inward, and not focus so much energy outward and performing and looking good and making sure everything we do looks good, is palatable, is, perfectly packaged for other people, then we recognize what really truly makes us happy, what really truly we came here to do. And you may not know all of that all at once. Shoot, I don't know all of that all at once. I don't know what this is going to look like years down the line. But I'm doing what I can right now, and what I can do right now is to connect to people through the internet. People all around the world who may have the same thoughts, the same sentiments, but can't really vocalize it to their immediate, the immediate people in their life, or whatever the situation is. And just to let them know that they aren't alone, and they never have been. We've been the silent majority through all of this, but it's time to really start vocalizing, and really start, using our talents, no matter what they are, no matter what they look like. It doesn't have to look like somebody else's. It doesn't have to present as somebody else's. You're baking a cake, somebody else is baking a cake. They have a different recipe. They might have a different recipe. They might, leave the cake in the oven a little longer, or not as long, or have a different method altogether. We're not supposed to present as everyone else because we are inherently unique. We have something that we, and only we, individually can bring and give to the world. But the only way to find that out is to dare to step out, to take that step. Put yourself out there, connect with other like-minded people, and whatever methods are possible for you. My method right now is this. And I know there are a lot of people who are thinking the same way, feeling the same way about things, that they might not necessarily have the outlet to vocalize it, or to really build upon it. But it's not so much about that at the beginning as it is just taking that, just beginning, just starting. That's the most powerful thing you could do, because that is the start of your momentum. And it could be a tiny step, it could be a minuscule step, seemingly so, but it is still a step forward. And as such, we should encourage each other to continue to really kind of break the paradigm, because there are more of us than there are of them, and there are changes that we can make as a collective together. And it may take time, it will take effort, but if everybody stays silent, nothing is going to get done. If everybody keeps their heads down, nothing is going to change. And there's a lot of changing that needs to be done. We already know this. There's a lot going on in life, in this world, in this crazy planet. You could just see it on the news, even though I don't really watch the news. You could just see it in social media, even though I try to stay away from that as much as I can. You know, they just have all these distractions to discourage, to drain you of hope, of faith in humanity, of faith in change. But that is not our nature. And that's not your nature. Now, I can't tell you what your talent is or what you came here to do or what ignites that fire in you, but you can discover it. And it's not an all at once thing. It's like however long it takes. But you know, until then, I know that change can come, change will come. The more and more people that like speak out and connect and really bounce ideas off of each other, because we all need each other. Everybody has their own skill sets, their own talents that they could bring to the table. But if we continue to kind of just concede and you know, just bow down to the current, you know, to current conditions, and then nothing is really going to change, and we are going to be living in that dystopian world. And I know that that's not what any of us want, and that's not what we're here to do, is to just live passively. It's time to take an active approach, no matter what that looks like for you. Just to take that first step, that first little step. You know, you don't have to burden yourself with how it's supposed to look or how perfect it is or how imperfect it is. It's really just about daring to be what you already are, what you already were before this world came and kind of molded you into something it wanted. You know, don't let this world use you. You are not here to adapt. You are not here to just lay down and just take it. And I'm not saying, oh, we can all be Superman, we can all be Jesus and all that stuff, but there's just so much that each of us can contribute in our own little way. Those figures from history, what sets them apart from us is just that they took action. They knew what their gifts were, and they used them. Oh, it's a lot of activity. It's getting hot, the sun is out. But yeah. And it's really just a matter of that. You don't have to be changing the world, you know, just, you know, make one step to change your life. That's all. And in so doing, we change the world, one person at a time. We don't have to burden ourselves with the weight of the entire world on our shoulders. And that was never the goal. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to share. Finally got it out. After so many attempts, and that's the thing. We kind of get hard on ourselves, and we kind of fixate and kind of just like really focus on the little things, how things appear, the superficiality of it, rather than just the principle of it, of just getting it done, doing it for you first. For you first. This world is made up of people, and if people change themselves, they change the world. And that is the end goal. That's like, you know, we don't know how long that's going to take. But at least we have an idea, a little estimate, you know, of how life might look for us individually if we just take that one step towards our goals. Ooh, what was that? There's a lot of birds flying around, but they're kind of scared because I'm out here, so I'm going to go in soon. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to share. I'm glad that I finally got it out. And hopefully you can get some stuff out too, you know, but I will be back soon. I will be back soon. I'm not going to give a specific date, but it'll be before this year is over. Absolutely that. I'm going to be here a little more often than what I was doing last year, because that was just, there was stuff happening, you know how it goes. But, you know, I just wanted to let whoever comes across this video know that you are not crazy. I see what you see. we all kind of see it. We're just not saying anything about it or doing anything about it. But like I said before, there are so many more of us than there are of them. And the only reason they have power is because we relinquish our power. And it's time to stop that, one step at a time. And that's all I wanted to say. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Wonderful rest of your evening, whenever you're seeing this, I don't know. But yeah, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the nice little YouTube things. You already know how it goes. If you want to strike up a conversation in the comments, I'll be there. You know how it goes. But yeah, just wanted to get that out there. I hope you take care, and I'll see you next time.